Okay, here we go. Here we go. Now I'm just gonna like puzzle over this thing for a little bit because I don't really know what I'm doing here. So I know that like if I step on the key that is different, then the key that is different will move. There's also an audio cue. But this isn't something that I can like cheat sheet, huh? Like I do literally have this thing that says password. That's a sheet. But I don't think that helps. The ways in which I'm able to manipulate this system are extremely limited, right? Like, all I can do is change where this O is, where the O falls. And I don't even see a way to, like, lock that choice in to tell the game that, like, yes, this is my choice. I mean, it sort of seems like I need to just read this. But that strikes me as like a pain in the ass. So, alright, that's starting from the top. Something, something, E. Something I, something E. This isn't getting me anywhere like really significant. B-O, B-O something I. This isn't good enough. Yeah, I don't know. Alright. Like, I could try to translate the whole thing, which I could probably eventually do. I just can't, I don't feel certain that it's gonna be worth it. Like, I don't have that surety. And I don't think it's a series of numbers. Oh, I see. Could it be a series of numbers, like spelling out a series of numbers? What would I do with a series of numbers, though? So, I mean, like, let's just say it's, you know, 1, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I, G, H. I don't think there's a number that has 6 letters. 12. So 1, 5, 12, whatever. So let's say that it was. Let's say that it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. What would I do with that? What would I do with 6 numbers? Oh, wait. Oh, there's kind of a keypad sort of effect here. Like if I step on that, then it goes to there. But if I step on that, it goes back to the beginning. Like it reset. So could this be a code? Like I need to press these in the right sequence? Although, I mean, it sure as hell seems like that sequence is just going down. I didn't pay close enough attention last time. I still don't know what that spelled out, but maybe there's a... Oh shit, look at these! This looks more like what my triangle was doing. Oh, hell yes. Yes. Yes, this is a thing that I want. Okay, so that's a lot better. And then, oh, and I can offset over here too. Yes. Wonderful. Now it's not clear. What this should say, right? Okay, so I could offset it to a bunch of different things. But if I want these two things to match, what did I say the first thing was? It's something E. So that's an E. I don't know if I want these two things to match or not, but if I do, then the third letter up there should be an E. I don't know if I can get it to do that. C, D. Uh-oh. Oh no, okay, so that's off the edge. So it's actually, it's way over on the other side. Somewhere over here. I don't know if this is actually the solution to this puzzle. But I'm gonna mess around with these offsets to see if I can get it to do what I want it to do. Right, like this doesn't seem right at all. I'm trying to read the glyphs here, but I'm not really getting it. I'm curious though, if I look at this thing, is this gonna have changed? Yeah, look at that. So I'm affecting these letters here. Which did something crazy to the graphics. I don't know what it did to the graphics. But I'm gonna put these back in semi-reasonable places. I'm just gonna put them at 0, 0 and see what that looks like. Because 0, 0 seems like... Oh! Look at that! There's some words there. Oh! Check this out. Oh, that feels good. Okay. What would you like to search for? The 5 boxing wizards jump quickly. Which I think is, oh, interesting. So the 5 boxing wizards jump quickly, I think just is a phrase that uses all of the letters, is my guess. I don't want to... Searching for nothing. No. Can we do that again where I search for something? Searching for A. A occurs many times in the universe. Might you be more specific? Oh, interesting. The 5 boxing wizards. Yeah, so I think this is the same phrase. Okay, so how about how about I search for the? Searching for the. Unfortunately, I cannot find the in the universe at this time. What would you like to search for? What if I say Alice? Ah yes, your name. It is found. The device is now imprinted with the location in the universe where the fact resides. Interesting. No idea what that means. Perhaps it will be useful later. What about, so what if I do Bob? Searching for Bob. Cannot find Bob in the universe. So if I search for Alice, then it somehow imprints the device with my location. I'm not sure what I can use that for, though. Like, it's not been made obvious to me what this device does or how I can use it. Now, I mean, this did give me literally, like, this is a cheat sheet now of I can tell what all of the glyphs are. But if I have to manually translate them all, that's a pain, right? Like that's almost not worth doing. So what did I just do? What did that accomplish? Whoops. Shoot. So now I'm able to communicate with the woman through this pyramid thing. I'm able to search the universe for various names. What if I search for something that's not my name? What if I search for Guard 8? That's what that is, right? Yes. So G U A R. Is there a space? Guard 8. Cannot find Guard 8. I guess I should have known that because she wasn't able to find Bob either. So what's the purpose of the pyramid? What's the purpose of searching for things? I'm totally unclear on that. I could have taken a screenshot of the... God damn it. Down to 1 health. I could take a screenshot of the glyphs, which would help me translate things that I needed to translate, but I don't know what I need to translate. I'm going to come back to this other room that I was unable to do anything in. And does it have a lot of glyphs in it? I mean, it does have some. There are some things that are named there in glyphs. Oh God, I can't look at this. Like there's something 1 and 2. Oh, I didn't see this. Oh. Oh, interesting, interesting. I can change some things. I don't know if it's useful in any way. Oops. I don't know what these things 1 and 2 are. I could translate that word. B-L-O-C. That must be a K. Something block. Something block 1, something block 2. Okay, where do I go from here? I'm utterly confused by this little pyramid. I'm gonna go see if I can talk to this woman now that I'm able to actually understand her language. Oh, I would have to do this again, huh? What would you like to search for? Alice is the only thing that I've searched for that's gotten me anything interesting. I'll instead search for name itself. So it's weird that I can't read that. Like that first dialogue bubble disappears before I can do anything. Oh shit, this is a pointer. Oh boy, okay. I don't know how I'm supposed to use this. But now I sort of understand what it's doing. So if I input a variable name, then it stores the address in memory the address of the memory where the value associated with that named variable is stored. I don't know if that made sense to anybody who hasn't actually taken computer science, but okay, all right. But we can talk more about it when it actually becomes useful. Again, I don't know where I would, like, where in the world I would use that. Yeah, I don't actually expect anybody who hasn't studied pointers to understand my explanation of what pointers are. But yeah, we can get into more of a discussion of what that actually means and how it can be used when I can actually use it. Which feels like not yet. Okay, from a puzzle design standpoint, I feel like I should be figuring out what to do with this pyramid, with my like pointer pyramid, because unless I'm missing like an obvious location that I haven't visited, like last time, I feel like there's very much, there's been a sense of progression, right? Like I just was able to solve a puzzle that gave me a new tool and a new ability. And now I want to be able to use that tool and ability to solve the next puzzle. Like, that's a natural gameplay progression. But I'm not sure how to actually do that, because this little pointer pyramid triangle thing, I'm not sure how to use it. It's extremely unclear to me, like, where in the world it belongs, how I interact with it in a meaningful way. And potentially the next thing for me to do I'm like a third of the way there, and I can figure out how to be 2/3 of the way there. But that step is like a major step. It involves a lot of manual labor. And trial and error. And if I don't know what the third step is, then the second step doesn't even seem worth taking. So the first step was I got to the point where I could understand what this pyramid is and what it does and how it works. And now I can, if I know the underlying variable name for something, then I can get a pointer to it. I can use this. I can search the universe for it and get and store its location. But I have no idea what I would want to do that to. So I could theoretically translate any of these names, which doesn't actually seem to help me, because when I did it, nothing happened. What if can I do it? I'm just going to try it. I'm going to try it with lowercase letters. I'm going to try guard. This is kind of a pain in the ass. Guard, so if I do guard, 5, the guy who's standing right there. I don't think that's going to do anything. Because guard 5 is not a reasonable variable name. Like, that can't be what the name of that variable is. Wasn't there a space? Is there not a space? Is there only an underscore? Really? There. Guard. Searching for guard 5, can't find guard 5 in the universe. So it's not that. That doesn't help. So I'm not sure what I would search for. That's my problem, because I'm not sure what searching. First of all, it's not clear to me what the universe of searchable terms is. Apparently Alice wasn't one of them, but name was. That's all that I could gather from that dialog box before it just disappeared. None of the other words that I see like on the screen in this overlay are searchable terms. I could translate some of them, but it's not clear which ones might be useful to translate, because the ones that I have gone through the process of translating haven't been useful, right? Just says guard 5. I can figure out what those blocks are actually called in the laser room, but it's not clear to me what that would do. Okay, I might be at my limit here. This might just be beyond me right now. So I think I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna do a little bit more like philosophy. So the last question that I wanted to address, and then I think we'll do a Q&A, and I'll come back to this a little bit fresh next time, and possibly ask for hints. The last question that I wanted to address was about procedural rhetoric. So I've talked about procedural rhetoric before, but as a reminder, procedural rhetoric is what are the values that are being expressed by the mechanics of the game. So we've talked a little bit about like what are the mechanics of the game, and how do the mechanics of the game relate to the actual narrative of the game. So now the question is, what is actually being expressed by those mechanics, and does it differ at all from the narrative, or does it sort of illuminate for us what the themes of the narrative are? And this game is really super interesting. So we talked about towards the beginning, one of the values, one of the things that it values is exploration, like a complete exploration of space. You are going to you're going to fail. I am going to fail at playing this game if I don't adequately explore the space that I'm in, right? I have to go like over to the left and find that door where I can get the boomerang before I'm going to be able to solve the next puzzle. It also values, like very strongly values this like an intellectual curiosity about how things work, and specifically about how the systems that you're interacting with in the game work. Right, so like essentially, what are the actions, what are the behaviors in the player that the game incentivizes? How does it incentivize those things, and what sort of is the significance of the things that it incentivizes? That's procedural rhetoric. So the game withholds progress, right? It has this very clear sense of narrative and sort of overall experiential progress. I can tell when I'm doing well, partially because there are puzzles. And I can, like, every time I solve a puzzle, that is the thing that I have done. I've accomplished that. And so the game rewards me with that kind of progress when I exhaustively explore the space that I'm in, when I exhibit curiosity about how things work, when I experiment sort of diligently, and maybe even sort of exhaustively, but certainly cleverly, with the systems that, with all of the inputs that are made available to me, right? And the more I experiment with those things, the sort of better the game rewards me. And it deliberately doesn't punish me when those experiments fail. It's got this like state saving system that is extremely forgiving, like as forgiving a save system as you could possibly have, or close to it at least. Like literally every time I go into a new room, it saves state, and then it doesn't just give me the last checkpoint, it gives me all of the checkpoints that I have ever had, and I can go back to any of them. So there's very little punishment in the game. If I screw up, if I do something wrong, if I turn a guard against me and give him 1,000 damage, there's very little punishment for that. So the game is very much encouraging me to try like crazy stuff, to experiment wildly, and it gives me an increasing number of tools that allow me to do sort of increasingly different or more complicated things with the world around me. And then obviously it's also incentivizing and rewarding a desire to understand how things work. So there's sort of like through that experimentation, gaining an understanding of the underlying systems, by using the lens of truth hat, by messing around. I love the combination lock because I have really like two inputs. I can either make it a negative number or a positive number and just let it run for a while and see what happens, and eventually understand that there's a sequence to the outer ring, and then the next most inner ring, and then the next most inner ring, and that I can control those things essentially independently as long as I'm careful with them. I love that, and I think that really encapsulates a lot of what this game is about. It's about giving you opportunities to experiment with a relatively small window into how the underlying system works, right? Like, this isn't just laying bare all of the code for the game. It's curating. It's like choosing very specifically what are the things that it will show you, what are the things that you can manipulate, so that you don't feel too overwhelmed, but you have the ability to actually, to experiment with the system enough that you can sort of understand what the underlying model is and how to make it do things that it wasn't originally intended to do, or that, it's presented as not being intended to do, at least. I like this game. I like the procedural rhetoric of it. It is tricky. Like, I don't know if I'm just especially tired tonight and so I'm not thinking straight. Certainly I have made some dumb mistakes, and a lot of the puzzles, like where I've gotten stuck on puzzles, it's ended up being an observational problem rather than like a logical problem. I just missed an area that I was supposed to explore. I sort of missed that the pattern of the keys in combination wasn't like it looked like it was just a linear progression pattern, and I wasn't paying close enough attention to see that there was the final number was something different. Yeah. So I think I'm not as sharp as I need to be. I'm not like seeing, maybe I'm just not observing closely enough. But I'm definitely experiencing like some weird pacing in my experience of this game. Like the first session was very, very smooth. I made a ton of progress really quite easily. And this session I've just been like stuck continually. So I'm going to come back to this next week. I'm going to come back with a clearer head. I'm hoping that like that helps me, that I'm able to see things that I'm missing tonight, and we're able to move on. I know the third part of this game involves actually writing code, and I'm super curious to see how they handle that, because like I understand what they've been doing so far, and it's been really interesting to see what things they give me access to, what they allow me to manipulate, and how they design the puzzles around things that I can manipulate. When they open it up to I can actually touch the underlying code, that creates a lot of questions in my mind, and I'm curious to see how they handle that. So have that to look forward to. I'm going to come back in just a minute. We'll do some Q&A. If you have questions, put them in the chat, and our fantastic mods will help me find them, and I'll answer a few questions. All right, so I'll be back in just a minute.